What do you call the Russians' version of the Beatles' Let It Be? So be it.
Grab a chair, Mr. Webb, and it's the down. It's my podcast. This guy's insane. Rock your brain. It's just a song. A Steve here out.
All right, since we went too long on the whole show, actually, I cut it in half, and we're gonna put part 2 up now with me and Nathan's here with me. Hi, Nathan.
Hey, what's up, Dr. Fuck?
Everything's good, dude. This was a great great conversation, and I think it even gets better in part 2.
Oh, it certainly does, brother. And we trash Ian a little bit, so everybody stay tuned for that.
Yeah. Yeah, check out the song Ian likes.
Jesus Christ. You won't believe
Holy
it.
fuck.
Well,
I believe it. Anyway, let's get into it, and thanks again for your time, Nathan.
You're welcome. Thank you, dude.
So then it goes into the White Album?
Yep.
All right. Oh.
Holy shit.
Double. Oh, by the way, Steven Spielberg said Magical Mystery Tour was a big influence on him as a film student.
Oh, yeah, clearly. I could see that in fucking E.T. and Jaws. And
yeah, exactly.
Okay, dude. Wow.
That's wild, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay.
All right, so now the White Album, a double album. And here, like, the band is kind of like splintering a bit as far as, like, songwriting goes. A lot of this is not really McCartney-Lennon. You know, it's pretty much them on their own. I mean, for the most part.
Right.
But you want to talk about an eclectic, amazing album with some really weird shit on it. Mm. And, oh, boy, it's not hard to pick a least favorite on here. That's damn sure.
Pretty much.
But for the most part, I pretty much love this whole album. I mean, there's some great stuff, some really shit you never hear of, like Savoy Truffle and, you know, and even Honey Pie. And oh, my God, there's just so much on here to talk about, you know. Rocky Raccoon, Piggies is awesome. I pretty much love this whole album, you know, with the exception of, you know, I'll just give it away now. You know, my least favorite is number 9, Revolution number 9. And I'm not too great upon the last song with where Ringo sings.
Oh, come
Good
on.
Night. Was it Good Night?
Good night. Yeah. Yeah.
It's too nursery rhymish for me. I probably would have liked it at 5, though.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
But yeah, I mean, dude, I'm so tired. You know, why don't we do it in the road? Happiness is a warm gun. Just an amazing, amazing album. And even Yoko Ono can't ruin the continuous story of Bungalow Bill.
I beg to differ, dude.
Okay.
She destroys that song for me. I don't want to ever hear the fucking song again.
Oh, you don't like the song at all?
I don't. In an album with what, like 33 songs or something, that's towards the bottom. Yeah,
I'm not a fan of "Hey Bungalow Bill." I don't like that part, but I like when John comes in and sings that little mellow section.
Yeah,
and then, you know, she just does one line, and I'm like, "Ugh, get away," you know.
But for some reason, I always compare Bungalow Bill to Rocky Raccoon. I don't know why, but in my head I do.
You're not a fan of Rocky Raccoon?
No. But this, I don't know. Maybe it's I don't know why. Just in my fucking head, those two just go together for some reason. Rocky Raccoon just shits all over Bungalow Bill.
Yeah.
I love people. People like to rag on Rocky Raccoon. It's fucking awesome.
I love that song, man. I think it's a great, great song.
Dude, all right. Dude, I mean, what the fuck with this album? You know, back in the U.S., I mean, anybody who's even a casual Beatles fan know that, you know, they wrote a lot of this while they're in India doing their whole, you know, Maharishi bullshit.
Yeah. And
they were joined by a couple members of the Beach Boys, whom they were huge fans with, or fans of. And back in the USSR is kind of their tribute. And it's Back in the USSR is such a fucking awesome, cool, amazing tune. A great homage to their American, heroes in a way. Glass Onion, dude. How about Glass Onion? Full of
little hints of past songs.
Exactly, and you got the a little clue for you all. The Walrus was Paul.
Yeah.
Which is oftentimes the Beatles say that they didn't kind of play into that rumor, which I don't know. That seems pretty evident that they did there. Yeah, they definitely toyed with that and love to fuck with their fans. Glass Onion is a masterpiece, and even a tune like Even Though It Makes You Think of a Retard, but Obla Dee Blah Da is fucking awesome. It's another
love it.
Paul Granny song, but it's incredible.
Makes you think of a retard. I see what you did there.
I don't know. Maybe for the younger fans.
Yeah, it's a theme song to that show.
Whatever. Yeah. And this album also has my favorite Ringo composed tune, which is the first song that he wrote that they let him record, which is Don't Pass Me By.
Oh, I love that song. Yeah,
dude,
that is a great song.
So good. Such a good tune. I think it shits all over Octopus's Garden. I don't get Octopus, whatever. This also has maybe in top 3 one of Paul's greatest ballads ever. Well, it's a toss-up here. I wonder which. What do you think I'll say? There's a toss-up there.
I would say probably Blackbird.
Fuck.
No?
No.
It's not. That's not one of the two?
Honestly, I forgot about Blackbird.
Let me think. Mother Nature's Son? No.
Okay, that's the other one, and then the one I'm thinking of is the last one that I'm thinking, or the greatest one. Second to last song on the first disc. I Will.
Oh, I Will. Yes, beautiful song.
Holy shit, is it beautiful, dude. His vocals in it are just, if I was a chick, I would be quite damp. You know what I mean? Just amazing. And I don't know, we can look at, people could say, I don't know, Blue Cheer and fucking Hendrix or whatever the fuck, but Helter Skelter.
Right there. It
might be the first metal song ever written.
I believe it is, actually.
Yeah, so do I. I don't know. We can look at dates and whatever the fuck, but come on. And from what I heard, Paul wrote that because he saw Pete Townsend, who was like, "Hey, we're writing the dirtiest, heaviest shit ever made." So Paul went, "Yeah, oh, fuck you, you fruity fucking idiot." And they went in, and he just smashed on an E chord on his bass and came out with fucking Helter Skelter with the iconic "I got blisters on my fingers" and all these. Yeah. And, it may have led to, a few murders and shit, but, let's not.
Yeah, well, you got to take the good with the bad.
Hey, it happens.
And the song that Pete Townsend was talking about was I Can See for Miles, which is not even remotely heavy.
No shit. I didn't hear that part of the story. No shit, huh?
Yeah, that was the song that he was talking about. I Can See for Miles.
Okay, well, all right. Paul won that fucking battle.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah, and there is so much on here to pick a favorite. But actually, and I'm looking because honestly, before we did this, I don't have anything written here. What's my favorite and what's my least favorite? I figured we'd do it as we go through it. But I just looked through the track listing, and I do have a favorite. Definitely my favorite is Blackbird. There's just something so amazing about that song. It's just so, and seeing him do it live, I kind of like get chills. Last time I saw it live, like he got on a platform and it took him up like fucking 50 feet in the air, and it was just so amazing watching him do that. And it's a very deep song, about racial equality, which people probably don't know. But I love it. I love Piggies too. It's such a weird song.
Oh, yeah.
And I will. And what you touched on earlier, the Walrus was Paul. That gave me a vision when I saw Paul McCartney at the Joe Robbie Stadium on Flowers Dirt tour. There was a plane overhead flying where it had a little banner in the back that said the Walrus was Paul, which I thought was so fucking cool. But of course, Revelation number 9 or Revolution number 9, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
That's not even a goddamn song.
No, it's garbage.
I hate it. So yeah. And Wild Honey Pie too. What the fuck's that about?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that's shit. What?
But yeah, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say you mentioned Revolution 9, but I think I prefer Revolution 1 over the single version of Revolution. I love the fucking slow kind of drone of Revolution on this. It is so awesome. And the backing vocals, dude. I think this version of Revolution is light years above the kind of electrified single version. But
that one's a tough for me. I can't even pick one over the other. I like them both equally. I do like the electric version, but yeah.
Of course, you can't not like, I mean, I guess they're both amazing songs, but there's something a little extra kind of raw and special about this one. Maybe it's because I had heard the other one so often, and then when I heard this, I was like, holy shit, this is kind of, the birth of the electric one. I just thought it was really cool, and I'm glad that they included it on this album.
Yeah, it is great. What did you think of the song "Martha, My Dear"?
Dude, I love it. Great piano line, and another Paul fucking kind of granny thing, but the melody is wonderful. It's a great song. It's not in the top fucking 10 on the album probably, but I love it. And it should absolutely be on this album.
Yeah, it's totally deep. And I found out many, many years later that song's about his dog.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, he had a dog called Martha, and he wrote a song about his dog.
Well, much like Led Zeppelin, Bronjar Stomp on Zeppelin 3. That's about Robert Plant's dog, Stripe.
See, I did not know that.
Yeah. If you listen to the live version of Bronjar Stomp on How the West Was Won, right? At the very end, he goes, Strider, which Strider was the name of a character in the Lord of the Rings books. And that's what he named his dog. So that's what that's about. So 2 songs about dogs. There you go.
Wow. There you go.
Hey.
And, Black Dog, too.
There you go. Yes.
Was Black Dog about a dog that had 3 legs that hung out around the studio? That's what I heard. Did you ever hear that story?
Yeah, I don't know that. I think they wrote the song and they were like, what the fuck are we going to call it? So they just gave it a random name. I don't think it's about the goddamn dog, but, they just fuck it. And it works,
Yeah. And what's your favorite off the White Album?
Ugh. I think I got to go with Happiness is a Warm Gun.
Oh, yeah.
It is a very complex song. Very fucking Lennon. The only thing that bothers me about it is it's a big part of it is all about Yoko, who I despise.
Yeah.
The whole Mother Superior shit, that's all her. But it is classic Beatles with all those backing vocals.
It's out there, man. I mean, it goes all over the place.
Yeah, dude. Like, that's something where it's like, yeah, good luck recreating this live.
Yeah, exactly.
Which I don't think McCartney's ever attempted at all, and obviously John never did, or nobody on the planet would ever try and do that. It's a very unique song. I love the title, which was taken from it was on the cover of some sort of magazine that Lennon was reading. I think it was, like a gun magazine or some shit. And he saw Happiness is a Warm Gun and recognized the fucking awesomeness of that and composed a song. I just think it's so unique. And like I said, I love the background vocals in it, shoot, and all that shit. It's fucking awesome. Go ahead.
At this time, I think, and this is something that we should bring up since you brought up Happiness is a Warm Gun. If George, at the time, the Beatles had more say than George Martin finally in the studio. because George Martin was not happy with a lot of these songs, and if he had his way, that song wouldn't have made the album.
Really?
As well as quite a few. Yeah, he actually mentioned, like in passing, he's like, there's a lot of songs on there. I wouldn't, like Warm Gun and then Revelation, and he just like threw out kind of like a couple words, but I remember him saying Warm Gun, and I was like, wow, that song. Fuck, I love that one.
Dude, that's surprising. You would think somebody like Martin would actually appreciate that.
Yeah.
I could see him saying that. Obviously Revolution 9 is just like Lennon just totally out of control and fucking huge bloated head and whatever. And the poor engineers and whoever who had to sit in there for fucking hours piecing that piece of shit.
Yeah, hearing that over. I don't think I've ever sat through that whole song. Or maybe I did once, and that was enough.
Well, that's enough, dude. That's enough. It's
artsy fartsy crap.
Yeah, it would have been one thing if it was, fucking 2-3 minutes long as just like a, hey, look what we're up to in the studio. Nobody was doing that type of shit. That's cool, but I don't know. What is it, fucking 8-9 minutes or something stupid? I mean, it's ridiculous. A waste of space. And obviously that, and like you said, Wild Honey Pie, which I don't get why the fuck they included that at all. But the other Honey Pie is
it's great. It's great.
Yeah,
another Granny tune, but it's awesome.
Oh my god, it's so fucking awesome.
It reminds me of something like that would have been written like in the 30s and shit.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. It's an awesome dude. Paul gets dicked on for writing these granny or fucking old sounding things, but whatever, dude. These are timeless, beautiful compositions, and that's all that matters, So, fuck you to the naysayers,
Fucking genius, man.
Exactly.
All right, the next one.
Before we move on,
okay, go ahead.
Just another little geek fact. This album contains the longest title of a Beatles song, which is obvious if you're looking at them. But Everybody's Got Something to Hide Except for Me and My Monkey is the longest title of a song in the Beatles catalog. So there you go.
And that song, if you listen to it closely, it has the very first thrash riff. Gun, 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 gun. It's that Seek and Destroy riff is in that song,
Yeah, good point. And there's not much to it. There's very few lyrics, and it's just
it's just him repeating what the Maharishi was saying.
Yeah,
Maharishi would say stupid stuff, and he'd just say it and like, come on, whatever else it says on it. I like that song a lot. It's very heavy, actually.
Dude, I dig it. How about, speaking of heavy, and it's so hard to move from this album, but how about a tune like Your Blues, man?
Oh man, yes.
In their the version that Lennon did with the Stones on that
the
circus thing,
yeah.
Oh my God, is that epic? Your Blues is just, it's fucking dark, it's fucking thick, it's fucking badass, and now that I'm looking, right above it would be my third least favorite, I think, in Birthday. I'm all set with fucking Birthday.
Oh yeah, Birthday it's like what I said about the Goodnight song. It's a kiddie song.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, it's a toss up between Goodnight and fucking Birthday. I think I'd take fucking Goodnight over Birthday, but
not me. that one's just a little too out there for me. Good night, whatever the spoken word part. I was like, what am I listening to?
You're right,
but whatever, Yeah, and I agree. It is hard to walk away from this one.
Yeah,
because it's just too much information. But we're gonna have to.
Holy shit! All right.
The next one's Yellow Submarine, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. This would be my least favorite Beatles album. Now look, at the discography, because it's basically not an album, really. Beatles album. It's like just side 1, which contains songs that are on previous albums, and side 2 is just instrumental stuff from the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a total George Martin album,
Oh yeah.
But it contains what I consider probably the most underrated badass Beatles song ever is Hey Bulldog.
All right. I knew you were going there. Fucking good. How about that riff, man? Awesome.
Oh, man. It's amazing. And I was so glad that, you know, the video for Lady Madonna was them recording Hey Bulldog. And they finally like said, you know what, let's make this video right. And they got that footage and then did a video for Hey Bulldog. And yeah, that's a song you'll never hear on the radio. Only Beatles nerds would ever talk about Hey Bulldog, but it's amazing. And I remember my friend, and yes, I'm not lying, his name was Paul Gay. His last name was Gay. That's fucked up, right? He told me, this was way back in like 90, 91 or something. He goes, dude, when I was a kid, I saw Yellow Submarine in the theater, and there was a scene with Hey Bulldog, which I never seen before. Now you can see it on YouTube. He was right. I thought he was lying to me. But yeah, they cut out Hey Bulldog out of the movie, but you can see it on YouTube. There's animation with John on a piano and the Bulldogs running around. And yeah, I don't know why they would cut this out of the movie, but it was, according to him, when he was a kid, he saw it in the theater. No
shit. I haven't seen the movie in fucking years. I think I saw it once years ago, and again, it's British fucking comedy, and
yeah,
and the illustrations, I'm like, it's just too tripped out, too fucking weird.
Yeah. Well, I think you'd appreciate it on acid, though.
Well, obviously. You know, my acid days are over, unfortunately, so right. I don't know. But that's pretty cool. Yeah, they definitely... Yeah, Hey Bulldog is an all-time classic. The fact that they cut it out is fucking stupid.
Did you ever see that footage?
I have. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, and it was actually fairly recently. So I don't know if it's, kind of a new thing or whatever, but maybe a couple months ago. I came across it, and I was like, wow, this is fucking cool, because I'd never seen it.
Yeah, and it's not even on, you know, the re-release DVD, and, you know, because I own all that, and they never put it back in, which is strange, man.
Yeah, it's not in the anthology movie things, right? Or
no, and also, like, you know, the actual movie. I mean, you figure they'd throw it back in,
yeah,
or at least, you know, a bonus feature, but no. Not even talked about, which is odd, but I really dig Hey Bulldog. It is my favorite on here.
Yeah.
As far as my least favorite, well, not including side 2, because I don't even listen to side 2.
All right.
And it's not really that bad, but it's such a kiddie song. I have to go with All Together now.
You son of a bitch. All right. Yeah, I mean, whatever. Side B, whatever. No need. Yellow Submarine, the song I'm burnt out on, but it has its place in Beatle world. It is really a cool kind of song. It's one of those, and the Beatles did this often. One of the songs that they wrote that obviously a child can enjoy, which they had several of those, and it just shows kind of like anybody can be a Beatles fan. And the same page there, you got All Together Now, which I find All Together Now to be fun. Oh man, that sounds gay, but it's like it's just a stupid sing-along kind of throwaway deal, but I find it kind of infectious, and I find myself kind of, you know, singing along to it. I dig it. Fuck. Only a Northern Song I've always thought was really kind of cool, and the whole idea of it is even cooler. It's a George track, and the whole idea is, hey, we're the Beatles. We can write fucking anything on the planet, and you people will listen and buy it and fucking suck on our nuts to it. That's the whole premise. You know, it doesn't matter what chords I play or words I sing, all this type of bullshit, because it's only a Northern Song, which is their publishing company or whatever the fuck.
Oh, wow. I did not know that.
Yeah, Northern Songs is...
Yeah. Now I see the connection.
Yeah. So I like that whole idea of it. And regardless, I think it's a cool tune. My least favorite, I guess, would be... I don't know. It's between It's All Too Much and All You Need Is Love, but I guess I'm going to go with It's All Too Much, which isn't a bad song. And the best tune is, it's fucking Hey Bulldog.
Well, in my defense, like, I don't really hate that. Oh, what's the name of the song already? I forgot. One, two, three. Yeah. I really like it more than All You Need Is Love and It's All Too Much. But since they were on previous albums, I didn't want to include that.
I don't know that It's All Too Much was on a previous album, though.
Oh, wasn't it?
I don't.
Oh, wasn't? Oh, okay. I'm sorry. My bad.
I think all we got is Yellow Submarine and All You Need Is Love. I'm fairly certain.
And I'm not the biggest fan of Yellow Submarine either, but I do realize its importance.
Right. It's, I don't know, it's another one of those kind of bridge albums where they're just like, hey, let's throw something out between real masterpieces,
And John Lennon doing the sign of the horns on the cover.
That's true. Well, you see, he had fucking Gene Simmons beat by fucking years.
Yeah, exactly. And Dio.
Sucker. Yeah.
All right. Oh, this one's easy to move away from.
Yes. Moving on.
Moving on. We'll go to technically the last thing they ever recorded, but not the last thing they released.
Yes.
And to me, it would have been really awesome if they could have released this after Let It Be.
I agree. It drives me nuts that they didn't.
Yeah, but we're talking about what I consider a masterpiece, Abbey Road. And up there. I probably have to put this like number 3 on my list, my favorite Beatles albums. Containing my favorite George Harrison song, Something. I love Old Darling on here. I love I Want You is pretty fucking heavy.
Oh.
And again, Here Comes the Sun, beautiful ballad. All those like song melodies toward the end all go together well, even though they're so different from one another. And of course, Come Together. I'm kind of burnt out on Come Together, but it is a great song.
Oh yeah.
And I like Maxwell Silverhammer. You listen to it, it's hokey granny music, but it's about a guy running around killing people with a hammer, which is pretty wild, But I love this album.
Yeah, dude. Holy shit. Did they end their career properly? And like you said, dude, this should have been the last thing, but they had fucking Let It Be in the can, so they had to put it out. But probably, it definitely has George's best 2 songs easily. And it goes to show, because I think it was a few months after this or whatever, that George throws out All Things Must Pass, which is a triple album. So you could tell that he was like, oh, guys, I have about fucking 50 songs stockpiled up, which to his credit, he threw, Something and Here Comes the Sun on this album, which, holy shit, man. I think Oh Darling probably has McCartney's greatest fucking singing ever.
I was about to say that. Best vocals from him, because he really belts that shit out.
Oh, holy shit, does he tear it up. It's comparable. The only other thing I can think of is I'm Down from the early days.
Yeah.
Yeah, which another cool thing, he recorded I'm Down and Yesterday in the same day. That was on his agenda. So he records
the
greatest ballad ever, and then ends the day by tearing his throat apart with I'm Down. So, and Octopus's Garden, I'm all set. I don't know why everybody jerks off about it. I think it's stupid. And obviously the medley is about the coolest thing ever. And I absolutely love how the first side ends with I Want You, She's So Heavy, and how it just goes on and on at the end with that awesome chord progression.
Mm-hmm.
And they just fucking stop it in the middle, wherever they wanted. It was kind of like the surprise ending or whatever. So fucking awesome. Epic. Definitely in my top 10 Beatles songs of all time. And then in the way the album ends, it's just so perfect. And I'm fairly certain that the whole band was aware that, this is it.
Yeah.
And the fact that they ended their recording career with a song called The End, I don't think there's any coincidence here. I think it was completely planned. It builds up to it. You get the drum solo highlighting Ringo, and then the
jam.
The jam with the three. You got Paul starts off with the first solo, and then George, and then John, and then it ends with some of the most iconic lyrics of all time. In the end, the
love you take.
Yeah, dude, it's absolute perfection. Like you said, I just wish that was truly the end.
Yeah.
And a lot of people like to get hung up on, why the fuck did they throw Her Majesty in? It's just another little Beatles thing where they're like, hey, here's the unexpected. And the thing about Her Majesty is that was removed. It was edited because that was supposed to come. I believe that was originally between Mean Mr. Mustard and Polythene Pam in the medley. So if you listen to it at the beginning of Her Majesty, you hear the power chord, which is the last chord from, I think it's Mean Mr. Mustard or one of those fucking things. So they edited it out of that, and then they just threw it on the end of the album, and I love it. And how could you not love? You know that I love her a lot, but God, I got a belly full of wine. I mean, shit.
Yeah. Yep. I have this weird Beatles CD I bought a long time ago at a store that has the missing chord at the end. It's the whole, and you listen to the CD, it's all crackle and pops. It was off some vinyl somewhere,
You played that for me. And
I did.
Yeah, and it's actually if you go back and listen to our episode, you put it on at the very end of the Rubber Soul review.
Oh, wow.
After me, you, and Ian sing Her Majesty, you threw that on at the end, which was a great little fucking thing. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Go check out that episode, guys.
Yeah, what the fuck?
All right, favorite on here. What is it? TikTok?
Oh, man. I don't know. I mean, can we include the melody as a whole?
Yes.
And this is up for debate. Where does it officially begin? Is it You Never Give Me Your Money? Or is it fucking Mean Mr. Mustard? Or is it The Sun King? Or where does the medley or is it even Golden Slumbers?
For me, it kind of breaks up. I think it starts with you never give her your money and ends with She Came In Through the Bathroom Window, and then the second melody, because there is silence between, those two sections,
Yeah, good point. I tend to agree. Fuck, dude. Wow.
Well, for me, it's fairly easy. If you want me to go and you can think about it.
Go ahead.
My favorite is Golden Slumbers, Carry That Weight in the End. That to me is all one song.
Yes.
It all connects together. I think it's beautifully done. It's such a gorgeous, gorgeous ballad. I mean, it just shows God, man, Paul McCartney, to write Hey Jude and then Golden Slumbers and Yesterday and stuff like that. It's the guy's a master for no one. I mean, he's a master composer of the more mellow stuff,
Here, There, Everywhere. Come on.
Here, oh yeah, another one. Yeah. Wow, I forgot to mention that one.
Yeah. All right, your least?
Well, it's a no-brainer. It's Octopus's Garden. But I'll be honest with you. I actually, for some odd reason, I like the anthology version of it. I think it's a little more. I don't know. I mean, I don't love it, but I like it more than this version. It's a little more rockier on the anthology version, and I think I know there's something different lyric-wise about it. I think he repeats the same lyrics. I don't think he had the song completely written yet, and I kind of dig it on the anthology version. But yeah, on here, I never was a fan of this song.
Yeah, I don't. I probably skipped over. I was an anthology nut swinger, but I probably skipped over it just because it bothered me. But yeah, I have to agree, dude. Golden Slumbers, Carry That Weight, the end. Yeah,
Yeah.
fucking epic. I mean, what a way to end a fucking career, end a band. It's just. And Carry That Weight is the song that I was talking about earlier, as far as all four of them on vocals. And,
Yes.
and
I was thinking it was because.
well, now I think that's mainly. I don't think Ringo contributes to that.
Okay.
You know, but what a fucking epic chorus or whatever we want to call it, and Carry That Weight. It's oh, man. And my least favorite is pretty easy for me, and that is the Sun King.
Really? You like Octopus Garden more?
I think. Oh shit! Contradicting myself. I don't know. It's a fucking tie. That's a cop out though. But I don't know. The Sun King bothers me when Lennon starts singing in Spanish, or I don't even know. I'm not even sure that it is. I think it might be gibberish. I don't know what the fuck he's doing, but. The Sun King bothers me, and so does Octopus's Garden. So, whatever. It's a tie between those fucking songs.
Yeah, I always dug Sun King. I mean, I just thought it was part of the whole melody thing. It didn't really bother me that much, but yeah, what a great fucking album, man.
Ah, dude.
Amazing.
Yeah, and honorable mention to Oh Darling and I Want You. And the cool thing about Maxwell Silver Hammer, not only is it about some fucking whack job going around murdering people or whatever, they actually brought a fucking anvil into the studio for the
Oh wow.
yeah. Pretty
yeah, you think about it, no Pro Tools, you got to get the sound, you know.
Yeah, well, yeah, there was a Notorious Closet or whatever the fuck in Abbey Road Studios where the Beatles would go in and raid that thing to find all these little fucking trinkets to make all their little sound effects, which is, it's awesome. Back then, you had to do that shit, which is just, it's just another, or more proof to their genius in how, I don't know, how inventive, how far they would go to do what they heard in their heads. It's incredible.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So the Beatles break up, and then a year or two later, Phil Spector goes in the studio and fixes "Let It Be,"
quote unquote.
Yeah, well, you have "Let It Be" naked, right?
I do.
Yeah, I love it, but again, this one's a little disjointed, and I understand them saying, "Hey, look, we got to go back in the studio," because they were fighting a lot. It was well documented. It was filmed. It was in the theater. It's still not released, as far as I know,
right?
On DVD or anything. But it does have some great moments.
Yes. And
there's some great songs on here, and great songs that not very talked about. Like Two of Us, I think, is awesome. And I Me Mine, of course, the title track, and I gotta tell you, dude, what I was telling you about earlier.
I know where you're going, you cocksucker.
No, I don't think you do.
From Anthology?
No.
All right. I'm sorry.
Because you didn't see it. When Paul McCartney talks about "Let It Be" on that thing, the car ride.
Oh shit! I'm sorry.
Try to keep a dry eye when he talks about what made him do that song.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah, you try to keep a dry eye to that, because it even gets more sad when the guy driving with him tells him the story about "Let It Be," and then what Paul McCartney says to him after that, dude, it's gonna destroy you. Trust me. Yeah, what a great song. And but then you have Maggie May, Dig It. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
These are like, what the fuck is this shit? Why did you even add this? It's like, let's just throw in the kitchen sink on this album. I dig a Pony. I dig that one too. It's a little odd, but I think it's Then you have like something from the really early days, One After 909. They threw in here. I Got a Feeling, which Paul plays live now, which is very cool. And of course, Get Back, one of the most popular songs. Again, it's not one of my favorites, but it does have many highlights.
Yes.
But that's the Beatles, dude. If you're gonna judge the Beatles, you know, what can you know? If you got to put a least favorite, you know, it's still gonna be good. But you know, what do you think of this album?
I agree, dude. It's definitely not among one of my favorites, but you know, where it works, it fucking really works. Two of Us is just my buddy and I, the same dude that I went to New York with in 2000. We used to play together all the time, and Two of Us was our go-to. And it's such a perfect Lennon McCartney tune. Great acoustic song. Very, very cool song. Across the Universe.
Oh, yeah.
Holy shit. And what used to throw me, and I hope I have this right, I first heard Across the Universe from Past Masters when I stole that as a kid, as I mentioned earlier. And that version is slightly different because I think that one was on some sort of, I don't know, charity or whatever album. And that has the backing vocals that go, that part,
yeah,
which really makes the song. And I believe on Let It Be, it doesn't have that. I might have it reversed, but I'm pretty sure.
No, I think you're right. You're right, actually.
And so I definitely prefer the Past Masters version, but still, it's an awesome song, and the lyrics are super deep, and you know, one of John's great compositions. I Got a Feeling is awesome. It's kind of in the same vein as I don't know, not quite A Day in a Life, but you know, the back and forth between John and Paul. Fucking amazing. And then what I thought you were going to say earlier when I freaked out and called you a cocksucker was I thought you were going to One After 909. Now, much like you can't do that, the version of One After 909 on Anthology 1 is light years ahead of this version. This version I cannot stand. I think it sucks. But because that is an old song. They wrote that, you know, in 64 or whatever the hell, probably even earlier. I don't know. But the Anthology version is awesome. I've always loved it. And the version on here is just a big letdown. Long and Winding Road, I think is very overrated and bloated and kind of Paul just like, dude, all right. I'm not really a big fan. I think it's, I don't know. Paul missed the mark on that one, even though, you know, millions of people love it, whatever. Right. And Get Back, I think, is the all-time classic off this album. And it's no matter how many times I hear it, I cannot get enough of Get Back. I love George's guitar tone on it and the little solos. It is fucking awesome. And you can't help but picture them up on the roof of the studios jamming out Get Back with fucking Billy Preston on the keys, and it's just so cool. You know, only the fucking Beatles can go up on the roof of their recording studio and jam, and the whole city comes to a standstill. You know, amazing. Yeah, you know, you two could try it, but you know, fuck you. The Beatles are the shit. U2 sucks.
So would Get Back be your favorite on here?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Your least favorite? Not including, let's be fair, not including Dig It or Maggie May. Those don't really count.
All right. Well, then, shit. All right, then I'm going with Long and Winding Road. Yeah.
Okay.
Especially the Phil Spector, you know, deal. It's a bit more tolerable on Naked, but with all the strings and horse shit,
right.
Yeah, I'm all set.
Yeah, well, my least favorite would be One After 909.
Oh.
And my favorite is The Long and Winding Road.
Oh.
Especially this version.
Dude, do me a favor. Take that cock out of your mouth.
Yeah, you know that.
Well,
you know, TikTok. It is a well-known fact. I am a gay man. I just find men unattractive. I'm kind of confused. But I think because when I think of my love for ABBA and for the Long and Winding Road, there's definitely homosexualness in me. You know?
Well, ABBA's, they get that hot chick and stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
I think that you're not a homo, but the guy whose dick is in your mouth, he's the.
Yeah, he's the gay guy.
Yeah, he's the. All right, well, I'll cut you a break on this one, but fuck, dude, really?
Yeah, dude, seriously, dude. There's something about this song. It just it gives me the chills, especially the Phil Spector version with all the angelic singing and all that stuff. Yeah. Well, dude, hey, man, it took us all the way to the end to disagree, so that says something.
Yeah, good point. Good point.
I was all man up to here.
Yeah, but you're letting me down now. Your mouth's full of dick. Your face is fucking mess. I don't know, but are you familiar at all with the Anthology 1 version of 1 After 9? Can you do me a favor and at least go back?
You know what? I will have to go back to it because I remember it being on there. And I have several Beatles CDs that were, like those bootleg CDs that you can buy at a store back then.
Oh, yeah.
Which has so many different versions of 1 After 909, Bésame Mucho, and all that early stuff of Beatles that I got to go back and listen to. Because, when you were talking about, well, the Anthology version blows this version away, you made me think going, fuck, now I got to go listen to that version again because I don't remember. I actually don't remember.
I don't know. Do me a favor, check it out. Let me know what you think because it's light years from this. It's so much more kind of raw and just early Beatles and just basic, by numbers rock and roll. It's great. It's great.
Awesome. Well, we come to the end, but we're not done.
Oh.
Because we need to talk about something very important is the Past Masters.
Oh, yeah.
Because these are all the singles. And, I'm sure everybody out there knows we're talking about UK releases because those are the ones that count. The American versions were just so, oh, man, incohesive, Yeah. But, the Past Masters was all the singles. Well, most of that didn't make albums. Some of them did. They slapped them all on 2 CDs. And, boy, there's a lot of good stuff on these.
Holy shit.
Oh, man. And I'll go into Past Masters 1, which has, the Love Me Do, From Me to You, the really early stuff. I Want to Hold Your Hand, and what you said earlier, I'm Down, ends it. Fucking awesome song. I think a really cool one that is not really, obviously shouldn't be talked about much, but I'd love it because it's a cover song. I love Bad Boy, the John Lennon thing. And I Call Your Name is fucking awesome.
Yep. Absolutely
love that song. There's I Want to Hold Your Hand and She Loves You in German on here.
She licked dick.
It looks like she licked dick. Yeah, that's what it sounds like. But, I listened to this one quite a bit. Actually, I listened to Volume 2 even more. But I love the charm of early Beatles. A lot of people, I like early Beatles. I like all Beatles.
Yep.
And there's a lot of stuff in the early days. And one song I did not talk about on Past Master 1 because I want to save it when I talk about what's my favorite song on this album, on this CD. It's just great stuff, and I absolutely love it. So what do you think of the Volume 1 Past Masters?
Like I said, it was kind of my introduction. At a time where I'm 11, 12, 13-year-old kid, and all I'm listening to was fucking Queensryche and Metallica and whatever. The fact that this was appealing to me, I think, speaks volumes. Thinking back to what jumped out at me really at the time, I remember Long Tall Sally blew my fucking mind. At the time, of course, I didn't realize that it was, a cover of the fucking mighty Little Richard, who I think, I got to agree with the Ayatollah. Him and Chuck Berry are the true kings of fucking rock and roll. But
an Elvis hater, huh? It's getting ugly now, TikTok.
I'm not, but at least those cocksuckers wrote their fucking songs. Is all I'm saying.
All right.
I'll give Elvis props. He was obviously he was the man, but come on.
I love Elvis more than all of them combined, but yeah, you know, I'm not here to fight with you about Elvis. That's me and Ian's deal.
No need to fight, and you're also the one with a dick in your mouth. So
yeah, that's true. What do I know?
I don't think you have a leg to stand up. But
and it's also I think Elvis is better because I'm racist.
I'm
kidding.
I forgot about that. You're right. Right. I'm a fan of the blacks, so I prefer these other two. But anyway,
well, what do you think's in my mouth right now?
Oh, Jesus!
See, I just proved I'm not racist.
No. Hey, wow! All right. You're throwing me off. Fuck. All right. Yeah. So Long Tall Sally jumped out, and I always loved Matchbox, which is another cover. Which I believe Matchbox is a Carl Perkins song. Carl Perkins was the fucking man. He's another one, honestly, I think deserves more credit than Elvis because he wrote a bunch of shit too. But, yes, it is. And this boy, holy fucking shit, is John just like, dude, the amount of pussy he must have got. Oh, yeah. Just those two fucking songs. An incredible mix of tunes here. An incredible disc. What's your favorite on here, dude?
Well, you just mentioned it. It's This Boy. And honestly, when I first listened to it, that song didn't grab me.
Yep.
Till I saw them perform it live. And when I saw John, oh yeah, this boy, that part. Ugh. It's just, oh my God, it's so fucking good. It's one of my favorite Beatles songs, period. Yeah. And because of that, the way he fucking belts out that part and the harmonies of all three of them, very mellow and beautiful. It's definitely my favorite song on here is This Boy. If I had to pick a least favorite looking through this list, can I pick a German song?
Yeah. Can we nix the... Yeah. Come give in a hand and Sleep Dick, they don't count.
Yeah. You know... Not that I hate it. Oh. I don't know if you're going to disagree or not because we haven't talked about this one yet. Yeah. It's not a bad song, but, compared to all other ones, I'll have to say Thank You, Girl.
All right. Shit. You know what, Doc? We agree 100% here. My favorite is This Boy, and by far the least is Thank You, Girl.
And you hate Thank You, Girl?
Yeah, I don't hate it, but
I think it's okay. But
aside from the Nazi songs, Thank You, Girl would be next. So
the Nazi songs.
Yeah, I mean, what the fuck? Like, really? You're gonna sing songs in German? I don't.
Yeah, they were big there. You know?
I know, but still, really.
Odd. All right, well, now let's go to Past Masters 2.
Ooh.
Even better, in my opinion.
Oh.
And I'm not one of these. I like later Beatles, but when it comes to these singles, yeah, I identify way more with, Day Tripper, Paperback Writer. I mean, I'm looking at the list of these songs now, and it's like, fuck, dude. This is a solid fucking album.
Oh, yeah.
But yet it's very easy for me to pick a least favorite, which Ian loves the song, by the way. Let's see what you think of it. But
I hope it's the obvious one, dude.
I hope so.
I remember one of you weirdos really liked it, and so
yeah. Well, it's Ian. If that's the song you're talking about, and it really, I was kind of like, really, you like that one?
That's fucking stupid. But all right, go ahead.
Stupid ass song. But, yeah, well, I don't want to, I want you to talk about it before I tell you what's my favorite and least favorite.
Holy shit, dude. It's kind of weird, but, now that I think about it, I think the fucking reason that I stole this album when I did, because it was right after, and I'll have to check the dates, but it was right after Tesla's 5-Man Acoustical Jam came out. And I love that album. I think it's groundbreaking. And they do an incredible cover of We Can Work It Out. Mm-hmm. And That is why I stole this fucking album. So that is a huge standout on here. And like I mentioned before, Paperback Writer and Rain are incredible. Rain, me and my buddy used to jam to all the time. Such a fucking cool tune. The George track, Old Brown Shoe, holy shit, is that a fucking awesome jam.
Great song.
Really cool, kind of forgotten George track. I might take that over the A side, which is the Ballad of John, which is a fucking awesome tune too. Another great bass line. And Paul actually makes that song for me with his vocal harmonies, but
and plays drums on it.
Yeah, of course he does.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Yeah, this is as a whole, it's classic. It's just full of timeless tunes, with one notable exception. So, what do you think?
So, tell me, what is your least favorite on here? Let's see who's the whack job, me or Ian.
All right. Well, anybody who has, I guess, working ears, who's not pussy whipped, will say, You Know My Name, Look Up the Number is clearly the worst fucking song on this. I mean, you got to be an idiot to disagree. What do you think, buddy?
Thank you. Yes, this is the one where I was like, what? You like this one? Holy fuck, dude, you're weird.
Yeah, that's the epitome of, I'm just trying to fucking stand out from the crowd. Like, really?
Dude, that shit's number 9 with drums.
Yeah, pretty much. It's dumb. It's just them fucking around. It's stupid.
It just goes everywhere. Jazz and fucking, what is it? Like a fucking, like a, one of those, like, what do they call those when you go into a fucking bar and there's some guy in the corner playing?
Oh, like avant-garde bullshit?
Yeah, it's just stupid, man. It's like,
well,
it's just, and thank God it's the last track. You don't have to skip it.
Yeah.
Just turn it off.
I mean, what a fucking, I don't know, it's so odd. You have Let It Be as the A side, like one of the most beautiful ballads ever, and then you put that hunk of shit on the other side. Like, people must have been like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I suppose you have to be like a huge Zappa fan to love it. I don't know.
There you go. And I like Zappa, but I can't even get to this.
Right.
Well, I don't like Zappa as much as Ian, but I like Zappa. I do like Zappa.
No offense, Ian. I love you, buddy.
All right. How about your favorite?
Oof. I think I'm going with Rain, dude. I think it's just such a unique track. The fucking bass is so killer. It doesn't suffer from any sort of fucking, overkill. Fucking, I'm burnt out on it. Yeah, Rain followed closely by We Can Work It Out, which is another kind of perfect back and forth with Lennon and McCartney. Just so fucking amazing. Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, perfect. Mine and Rain, I would say, is a close second. But mine's a tie, dude. I can't pick one over the other.
Oh, boy.
It's definitely We Can Work It Out and Paperback Writer. Those are my 2 favorite songs on here. I can't pick one over the other. I just can't.
I'll allow that opinion. That's the opinion.
Okay, and we're technically done, but we might as well. I don't have it in front of me, and there's just too much to talk about. We can touch upon the anthology all as a whole, if you'd like. And we can talk about the two new songs on there, "Free as a Bird" and "Real Love." What do you think of those 2 songs?
"Free as a Bird," I can do without. I like the idea behind it, but I think it should have kind of been left on the cutting room floor, or whatever the saying is there. "Real Love" is an awesome song, but again, they should have just left it alone, because the version with just Lennon that appears on the Imagine soundtrack is beautiful. It's amazing. That should be the only version that, that's out there. Well, I shouldn't say that, because hearing other shit is cool, but that is the definitive version, and the anthology thing, it's good, but it doesn't stand up to the, solely Lennon version, in my opinion.
Well, in my opinion as well, I totally agree with you. Real Love is much better. I don't dislike it on Anthology, but it's way better, the John Lennon solo version. But I disagree with you on Free as a Bird. I absolutely love that song.
Really?
Yeah, it's just something about it. I just love how, Paul comes in and it's a John and Paul thing back and forth. I don't know. I guess it's sentimental for me. I don't know because, it's a recording of John and then Paul adding his little part to it. I mean, I'm not going to say it's an amazing song and great and it lives up to the Beatles' legacy. Right. But for some odd reason, I guess it's novelty or whatever have you. I remember the first time hearing it because there was that huge buzz about it. And when it was released, it got a lot of backlash, too. I remember that, too. But I was like, yeah, I dig it. I just dig it. And I guess also the video sells it to me, too, because I love that video with all the little hitting meetings, the girl with the puppies and,
Dude,
Fool on the Hill and all that stuff.
All the Anthology videos, like I have it on DVD. I bought it, when it came out. I don't remember how many DVDs. That is so well done. Oh yeah, and so engrossing. It's like it's really a must-have for any music fan. Period. It is epic. It is awesome. I'm so thankful that they put these anthologies out.
Yeah, and while George was still alive.
Yeah, I wish other bands. I really wish Zeppelin had something like this. Like, Page keeps fucking going through their vault and putting out these things where it's, it's an edit like 3 seconds shorter, or it's a fucking, I don't want to hear. I want to hear kind of the genesis of the tunes, which is what you get from the anthologies. Another cool thing that I really love on Anthology 1. Was, I'm pretty sure it's the first recording with the Beatles, like, on record.
Yes, it is.
They were the backup band for Tony Sheridan for the song My Bonnie. Right. I love that song, and it'll always be not quite special to me, but memorable because I'll never forget, dude, fucking broads. I used to make mixtapes all the time, right? And I was with a girlfriend at the time, and the song My Bonnie was on it. And she's a very jealous person, and I had an ex-girlfriend named Bonnie. Oh. So when My Bonnie came on, holy shit, was the night over and a shit show ensued. It was so fucking I was like, are you really, honey? It's a fucking song. What do you do? She was like, oh, you still love Bonnie. So get that and how ridiculous it was, but it doesn't take away from how awesome I think My Bonnie is. And it was kind of a great little start to their recording career. I love it. Cool tune.
Yeah. And overall, everything on here, I think I already gave mine away, but I know it's hard. You'd probably have to think hard. What do you think is like, wow, this is the best thing on here?
We talking about 1, 2, and 3?
Yeah.
Oh, Christ, man.
Yeah, I know it's a toughie. Maybe we can't answer that one.
Well, you have an answer, clearly. So,
well, yeah, like I said earlier, you can't do that. I just love it's just 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. I just love that shit, and I love the recording of it, and I just think it's just such a great track. And but also we have some gems that were never released, like Come and Get It. I thought was really good.
Yeah,
that Paul gave to Badfinger, and
poor Badfinger.
Yeah, and what and then there's a couple things like that came out later, like All Things Must Pass, and oh, what's that one song from McCartney with a bicycle? Now I can't remember.
Oh, Junk.
Yeah, Junk. Yeah, which was on that. Great song, too.
Yeah, that was on his first solo album. Yeah. It was later recorded by John Denver. I'm not a big Denver fan, but he had some of his early stuff is pretty good, and he's got an album called Poems, Prayers, and Promises, where he does a cover of Junk, Let It Be, and some other song. The album, you might dig it, dude.
Check it out.
It's really cool, and the title track is really good. Yeah, I don't know. He's kind of fruity, but his early shit is quite good.
Hey, he fought the PMRC. You got to give him that.
Yeah, there you go. How about the tune? You had I believe it was fucking instrumental. I think it was pretty goddamn long.
Oh yeah. That's on the third one, right?
Yeah, Not Guilty. That's jumping out at me.
No, Not Guilty's. Isn't that like a George Harrison song?
Fuck yeah, you're right.
That's a good song too.
12 Bar. No.
Yeah, 12. Yeah, that's it. 12 Bar Blues.
Yeah,
I think it was called that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yep,
Yeah,
just kept jamming in the. Yeah, I think George Martin was like, "All right, boys,
all right, stop."
we've heard enough." Shit, I don't know. I guess I got to go back to the one after 909.
Okay.
You can't do that, and they have a little medley on here, which they do a bunch of classics like Rip It Up and Shake, Rattle, and Roll, Blue Switch.
Right, yeah, that's on the first one.
Yeah, I love when they kind of go, old school, back to their roots. I dig that shit. But like I said, I was so thankful for it's kind of pulling back the curtain and seeing how the Beatles did it, and it's just so impressive,
Yeah, and some of these these alternative versions of songs like 8 Days a Week, I'm Looking Through You.
Yeah.
I remember it was alternative. Strawberry Fields was different on there.
Dude, the just acoustic with Lennon on Strawberry Fields. Holy shit. I prefer that. Actually.
And also the Glass Onion. There's an acoustic version of that that's really fucking cool.
Fuck, you're right, man. Yeah, dude, it's so cool.
Yeah, it's an amazing 6 CDs,
And like you said, the 8 Days a Week, kind of them trying out the alternate intros to it, but where they had like a vocal intro and then the guitar or the whatever the hell, just trying to work it out. Very cool.
And also a very cool thing on here is them extremely stoned in the studio, not able to sing "And Your Bird Can Sing."
Yeah, dude, I love that song, and they're so baked, and you can tell they're still all close friends at that time. It's
and it's just cracking up.
Yeah, it kind of
and they throw in the little mistakes like Rocky Raccoon. He says sminking, and then he goes sminking.
Yeah, and I don't know specifically what tunes or whatever, but John used to like, instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, he'd have fucking crazy little.
Ricka Saka Nucky Nuck.
Yeah.
He said some weird shit like that.
Yeah. Man, I mean, what a fucking band, and I
also want to bring up the smoking killer live version of I Saw Her Standing There on disc 1. Oh my God, they're on fire on that one. As a little spoken word, a little interview with John before. Yeah, we're just a band. And then it goes into that rockin' version of that,
Yeah, I think I said that earlier. And it's the way he downplays. He's just like, we're just a band that made it very, very big.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
And then he's got that iconic thing where they're playing in front of whoever the hell. And he's like, I think it's Twist and Shout, where he goes, I want the people, in the back seats to clap their hands.
Oh, yeah.
The rest of you just rattle your jewelry,
That's fucking perfect.
Yeah, which was like blasphemy. But like, oh my,
yeah,
he's a fucking madman. Yeah, it's so fucking cool. I do wish, that there was better live stuff. I mean,
yeah.
Unfortunately, the time didn't really allow for good live recordings and all these crazy people in the crowds flipping out. They did put out live at the BBC, which is good, but whatever. A lot of it is covers. Of course, I got it the day it came out, but I don't listen to it. I don't return.
Yeah, I'm just like you. I bought it too. I have them too, and it's something I never revisit.
No, it's whatever.
Nothing stands out on it.
Exactly.
For me.
It's cool to have, but whatever. But I did I'm trying to see real quick. I thought they did, or maybe it's actually, I think it's on Anthology. I'm a pretty big Buddy Holly nut swinger, and of course they were.
Yeah, the very first thing they ever recorded was "That'll Be the Day."
Yeah, which sounds really rough, but it's cool.
Yeah.
They also recorded. I'm trying to pull it up now.
There's several on their actual albums. Oh man.
Well,
no.
on their actual albums, they did "Words of Love" on.
Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of.
Yeah, it's the only one jumping at me right now. But I thought they recorded somewhere "Crying, Waiting, Hoping," which is my favorite Buddy Holly tune.
It might be on the BBC. I really don't think it's on the anthologies. It might be on there because I don't recall that.
Yeah, I don't fucking. Yeah, I don't know. Pretty cool, and they do. I love Ray Charles, and they do "Hallelujah, I Just Love You So" and that type of shit. I just love how they kind of show their roots and what got them into things. Oh, and they do "I Got a Woman" and yeah, good stuff. Good stuff.
Awesome stuff, and that concludes this Beatles anthology.
Whew.
Wow.
Yeah.
This was a long one there, TikTok.
It was.
But I thoroughly enjoyed this, dude. I enjoyed talking about the Beatles, especially with you, because me and you pretty much are like 95% on the same page when it comes to this band.
Absolutely.
They are a band that achieved what no other band has ever done. I mean, this band transcends music. They changed the world. They changed the people's thinking. They and also they changed music, forever. After the Beatles, they became kind of like the what do you call the bar, and nobody can touch them. I don't think to this day. They are, they influenced all my favorite bands, and what can I say? They're just phenomenal. They are historic, and I believe till the end of time, this band will still be talked about.
I agree 100%, dude. And yeah, they did set the bar, and it is a bar that I don't think is attainable by any rock band for several reasons. It was the right place, the right time, and the right, four guys. I figured, I think it was Paul who said, the Beatles were like, he equated them to like a square. It's like the square's got four sides. You take one of them away, it's going to collapse, right? So it was kind of the perfect storm of these four individuals getting together and creating magic. I think the Beatles will be remembered for all time, much like like Mozart and Beethoven. They are that of our time. Which is undeniable. And I consider them the greatest band of all time, the greatest songwriters of all time. I don't think there's much room for debate there. So I am honored and psyched to do this with you. I think it was a great time, and I love talking fucking Beatles, talking rock and roll with Dr. Fuck. You're the man,
Fuck yeah.
and this is awesome, man. Thank you.
You are the man, and I want to thank you for being a part of this, and you will be back, and we'll have you back on the Rock and Metal Combat podcast too, very soon. So thank you so much, TikTok man, and until next time, buddy.
Thank you, brother. You take care.
You got it.
All right, bro.
Well, there you go. The end of the Beatles discography with the mighty TikTok man. Always fun having that guy around. Sure you'll hear from him again. Anyway, it's time. Let's go into the vault. All right, the last time I came into the vault on the Beatles episode, part 1, I played a Beatles song, and it was banned on YouTube. So if you listen to that episode on YouTube, I had to press the option to clear the audio. So if you listen to that episode on YouTube, you hear silence, or maybe they added sound effects, I don't know, for a few minutes. So I'm not going to make that same mistake twice. So what I'm going to play for you this week is a cover song I did with my band Combat. It was for a Pantera tribute album that never happened. And hey, The late Dimebag Darrell died the same day as John Lennon. So there is a kind of connection here. And this is pre-Cowboys from Hell stuff. This is from the album Power Metal, and it's actually a song that Dimebag sang on the original version. But this is one of me singing. Anyway, this is Pussy Tight. Turn it up. Jesus, is my voice so angelic. That was Combat with Pussy Tight. And it's the end of the show, my friends. Don't forget to leave comments, man. I checked and I saw no comments for the last episode. I know I've been away for a while, so maybe some of you are not aware that the Vieira Vault is back. But man, I've been putting up episodes every week. And the old ones that were deleted by Spreaker, they're all back up on Spreaker. And soon enough, you guys will realize I'm back, because I'm going to be having episodes every damn week. I'm not going to fuck up this time. Anyway, if you're listening to my voice now, you know I fucking love the fuck out of you. Thank you so much for your support. Mean it from the bottom of my heart. And the next episode, I already know what I'm going to do. Fuck Vinnie Vincent. There, that's a hint. Later, everybody. Schmackamaga. Bye. This video was brought to you by MiamiMetalMerchant.com for competitive prices. Check out MiamiMetalMerchant.com. Tell them Dr. Fuck sent you.